Wow, it has been a hot summer, and can you believe it's already August? School's about to start, and some of my berries are really getting ready to be harvested. So we're gonna go around today and we're gonna pick some of these grapes and razzmatazz and blueberries, and we're gonna see how everything's doing. This summer heat has just destroyed some of these plants, and we've been so busy camping, I haven't been able to be out here and just keep it all right where it needs to be. But we're gonna check these out, and then at the end we'll check out how the peanuts are doing and the sweet potatoes. So let's go check out some grapes. So let's start right here with these beautiful Concord grapes. These are in year 3. And so I did have some birds that were getting to them. See, they're starting to attack, so I really need to get them off. But these have some diatomaceous earth on them because I was getting Japanese beetles. And so they do come over here and they just destroy the leaves of the grapes. So I'm a little bit late, so a few of the grapes have been eaten. But we're gonna come through and we're gonna just cut off all of the clusters that I have so far on my Concord grapes. Like I said, these are on their 3rd season, so I'm really happy. I do not have my small clippers, I couldn't find them. So I'm using the big ones today, but you really want to clip the grapes and you don't want to pull them off. But we're getting a decent amount of grapes today. So we've got grapes all the way up here and some right here that looks like they need a little bit more time. So those are nice. We're gonna come cut all these. We've had record heat this summer. These grapes have done pretty well. It's mostly the animals that have gotten to them. And as you can see, they're doing pretty well. So there's my grapes. If you can see, I've got a decent amount. My problem was the birds were getting to them. I do have bird netting over my blueberries, but they don't fully reach the grapes. So next year I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the grapes to be covered because the birds were nipping at them. But for a first harvest, beginning of August, I'm pretty happy for how they're doing because I haven't been out here. So now let's go check out the other variety I have, and they are called razzmatazz. So all my razzmatazz are on this trellis over my porch. And a razzmatazz is a hybrid between a grape and a muscadine. So they grow really well in the south, but if you've ever had a muscadine, you know that muscadines have seeds. So the razzmatazz don't grow as big as a grape, but they taste like a muscadine and they have no seeds. So here are the razzmatazz, and there are tons of them growing up here. They're not all ready to be picked yet, but there's definitely some big ones that I can get in here and pull off before the birds do. So I'm really excited about that. But all of the way through here, muscadine's growing. So I'm just gonna come through and pick the ones that I can today before birds really get into them. These under here are probably protected a little bit better. But yeah, if you see, there's plants here, there's tons of green ones that are growing. We'll have to wait for them to get a little bit more. So muscadines probably are another month from being ready. I've got enough where I can at least pick them off before the birds come. So I've picked a few more. There's still quite a bit that need to be ready to pick probably in a few months. So we'll come back and do that then. But if you like muscadines, or if you've never had muscadine, it's very sweet, but it has a thick skin and it has seeds. So these razzmatazz have a thin skin like a grape because it's a hybrid with a grape, and they have no seeds. So for me, it's been a great thing to plant back here, especially in the south because they grow really well here. So now let's go check out our blueberries. All right, we've got lots of blueberries that need to be picked. The kids have been out here picking some of them, but we have not really done a great job. And actually there's still quite a bit of green ones on here too. But these blueberries have been growing out here for about 6 years, and they have been a perfect addition on the back side of this porch. You know, so I don't have a lot of room because I'm just kind of in town and everything is kind of growing in small little areas, but but blueberries have done really well where I can come back in here and just grow in this spot. These blueberries are about 7 years old. Surprisingly, there's not as many that are fully blue as I would have thought. So we do have a place up in the Smoky Mountains where blueberries will grow naturally. And so it's a lot of fun to go up there and just pick them. And they let you pick them because you're not supposed to just pick stuff in the national parks, but that's one place where they'll let you go pick blueberries. But I've still got a few that are kind of green. But this heat we had in the month of June with no rain was crazy. And then we came around in the last couple weeks and we have had tons of rain. So it's been really hard on some of these plants to really know what they're supposed to be doing. So this one's got a lot of blueberries. So here, look at all these. We're gonna pick all these. And so for the month of June, we had a lot of heat and no rain. And then the month of July came and we still had a lot of heat, but we've had lots of rain. So it's been really an interesting year for the rain to not be consistent. It has completely just been weird on some of these plants. They kind of didn't do much for a while, but now with all of this rain, these blueberries, especially on this plant, are really taking off. We can pick these. And one thing I like to make with these is blueberry muffins, because it's really simple, really easy to make. As you can see, lots of blueberries. These ones look really, really good. I'm dropping a few of them on the ground. Make sure we get them all picked today. I have another plant with grape clusters. I'm just gonna take them off. They're not, the birds just keep getting to these because they're not covered. I'm not exactly sure which ones these were. I have a Neptune grape, which I think are more on the green side when they're ready. Starting to go back to a seedless type grape. But let's go check on our tomatoes. So now let's come check out my tomatoes. They've been absolutely terrible this year. I'm just gonna have to cut some of these off. The lack of rain and then the tons of rain made them all split, and then the bugs have gotten into them. Plus we have been camping a lot this summer, so I haven't been out here to get them as much as I need to. But I've probably only had a handful of good tomatoes, and some of it's my fault for leaving them out here too long. But the inconsistency of water this year has been absolutely insane. So as you can see, these tomatoes are completely destroyed. There's a few green ones left up here. So we'll see if we can come back around and hopefully these will do better. I've had to take off some of the giant tomato eating bugs that get on here. As you can see, they've eaten some of the plants, but I've still got a few flowers. I've got a few tomatoes coming and we'll see if we can get them to come back. But good news, I still have some cantaloupes growing down here. So I grew cantaloupes on the bottom just to see how they would work, and I've probably got about 5 cantaloupes this year. Strawberries need some work. I need to come in here and clean this up. Here's my sweet potatoes. We're getting closer to being able to pick these probably in a month or so. The leaves are still very green, so I want the leaves basically to die off before I'll come and pull these up. So I'll have a video on that, but it's a lot of fun to pull potatoes because you don't know what's inside of them. But we're getting close, and so hopefully these sweet potatoes won't be much longer and we can pull them out. I have seen bunnies that are eating them, so I was wondering what it was, and it is definitely rabbits. There was just one a few minutes ago that was nibbling at the leaves. So they like the leaves, but that's okay. They seem to be doing pretty well. And so we're gonna pull these pretty soon, so I'll have a video on that. So now let's go check out my peanuts. That's what I've been most excited about this year because I've never done peanuts before. So let's go check those out. So these are what I'm really excited about. These are my peanuts. There's jumbo peanuts and Tennessee red peanuts. And I'm getting flowers, and flowers are good. I did them in these giant grow bags because the flowers have to tip over and go into the ground to start growing the peanuts. It's pretty interesting. That's where the peanuts will come from, is the flowers. They need to get back into the ground to grow, but they have loved the heat. So even a week ago, they were not this big. I was kind of disappointed how they were growing, but now that the heat has come, they absolutely love the heat that we have down here. So these are probably doing the best right now. I am keeping them watered, but we're getting closer. And then the one I keep struggling with every year is corn. I'm gonna keep trying. I've got better this year. They've grown more and I've got better pollination. Last year they were terrible, but they're still really wet. So these ones are actually kind of rotten, but they did get some seeds. There's still some more corn in there, but it's kind of up on this hill, so it's hard to get to. But as you can see, it's rotting out on this side. This is Silver Queen corn. But I do have pollination this year and I've got more corn. They grew better. I had to remember to really water it, and they take a lot of nitrogen. So I really have to make sure I'm feeding them. So each year I'm getting better, but corn you would think would be easy to grow, but it is not easy to grow. It has been hard for me. This corn's really close together, but I put it all into this raised garden bed up here. So I don't have a lot of room to be growing it, but I'm trying. I'm excited about the berries. There should be even more coming soon, hopefully. They'll just keep growing. So follow along, we'll hopefully get some nice harvest from the peanuts and from the potatoes pretty soon. But it is hot out here and there are storms coming, so I'm going to head inside. But thank you for watching. I've got plenty other videos and some of them are on our camping trips. So have a great day.